Welcome back, and I am now going to be doing the second part here, which is Jackson Hole Grand Teton.
I first ask, can you get me a visitor packet somehow ordered so I can look through it if they have it
Yes,
for
well,
free?
actually, I got you one online that I already sent you a thing for. I'm going to start with Grand Teton National Park, although, frankly, Jackson Hole is going to have all the same stuff, but Grand Teton National Park is a park, it's a mountain vista with alpine lakes and wildlife. It doesn't sound too exciting, but it is very beautiful. They call it a playground for climbers, hikers, skiers, and nearly all other outdoor enthusiasts. So if you love the outdoors, you will probably love Grand Teton Park. You can take a bus to Jackson, Wyoming, or you can take a train to Twin Falls, Idaho, and then a bus to Jackson. Depending on how far you're going, the bus from Quincy takes 1 day, 8 hours to get to Jackson. So you might just want to take the train into Twin Falls so you don't have to be on that cramped little bus so long. You will have to take a bus. And when you get there, you'll probably have to pay $12 for the hiker cyclist pass or $80 for the national park pass because it is a national park. The $12 is good for 7 days, and the national park pass is good for all national parks for 1 year, which means you can go any national park in the course of that year, and that's kind of a really cool thing too. So what is there to do? I really should probably just pass this stuff because for the most part, because you have to drive to a lot of it, but some of the tours you get will take you right there anyways. There's the Coulter Bay Indian Arts Museum, which has free admission and includes a gift store, and it has lots of Native American artifacts on display. There's Meaner's Ferry, which is a reconstruction of an 1890s ferry that was used to cross the Snake River, and I guess it's set up like a museum, which is kind of cool. There's the Chapel of Transfiguration, which is a log cabin church with stained glass windows that depict the mountain view in the area, and it's supposed to be really interesting to see. There's the Chapel of the Sacred Heart, which is a Catholic church, also in the area, made out of logs, which is interesting to see. For hiking, that would go underneath the guided tours. So, let's see. There's the Barker Ewing Grand Teton Park Float Trip, which is a 10-mile scenic float trip down the Snake River. It is $70 per adult though, but it's kind of fun. Where to eat? In the area, there's the Coulter Bay Village. You have John Coulter Cafe, which is a Mexican-American restaurant. You got the Chuck Wagon Restaurant, which is a nice sit-down. And at Jackson Lake Lodge, you have the Pioneer Grill. There's plenty of places to stay in the area again. Some of them expensive, some of them not.
I like that camping idea too with the tents.
Yes, there is camping there.
However,
that's not very romantic to sit in a camp, but you could.
I was gonna say a hotel would be preferable. Camping, well, we'd have to bring in our own backpacks with the camping gear.
Well, one of the places that would be really cool here, I think, is the Teton Mountain Lodge, which is in the side of a slope in Jackson Hole, and it has rustic rooms and suites. And it has a luxury resort and a spa, and it includes ski services in the area and fine dining at their Cascade Grill. And that's kind of a cool one. And there's another one here that's got a heated outdoor pool, which is kind of cool too. And there's some with wooden cabins, etc.
I saw one with little tents.
Yes, you have to bring your own sleeping bag though, and it comes with 4 bunk beds.
Having him snore, you better make sure he's sleeping on another cabin like 4 doors down. But the other problem, Angela, is if you have one of those little tent
anyways,
thingies,
there's a lot of things to do,
I know,
so I better get covered.
I know. I'm being funny. Is
Ow.
This little guy here, he might just decide to claw his way out of the tent and run away.
So, anyways, things to do in Jackson Hole. There's an introduction to rodeo. You do not need any experience, and it is with professionals who will teach you some of the ropes of rodeo. So you can feel like you're a real cowgirl or a cowboy, whatever, which can be a lot of fun.
Yeehaw! Giddy up, little doggy!
Yes. Ow! Moppy, stop that. So anyways, then you got the National Museum of Wildlife, which is also in Jackson. And it's a great place to experience wildlife art, everything from like Ansel Adams photography to paintings by various different artists that painted the local wildlife. You got Jackson Hole llamas, which sounds really cool. You want to get to know a llama and be buddy with a llama for a while. This is like a hiking tour, and you have a pack llama that travels with you, and it's guided and everything. And I guess it's like really unique because, well, heck, you get to be with a llama, you know. So then there's the Jackson Hole aerial tram rides, which kind of, well, you know what a tram is, and it goes around and you get to see things from above. It's kind of a lazy trip to do, but heck, you know, good view. The Jackson Hole aerial tram, I just said that one. The National Elk Refuge, which is a good place to see elk in their natural environment. They also have bear refuges and buffalo refuges.
I just got to ask. The refuge.
No, you cannot hunt there.
So I can't have my dinner there.
No,
I like elk meat.
You can get elk and beer meat at some of the restaurants in the area. It's not hard to find those things. There's the Jackson Hole Playhouse if you like to sit down and watch good play. Apparently right now the play that's running is Grease. I wasn't a big fan of Grease, but I know a lot of people who love Grease and swear by it, and I'm sure if they were there, they'd be there like every night watching it. So then you got the Jackson Hole Rodeo Grounds, which you can actually go and watch a rodeo after trying to learn how to be in a rodeo. So that could kind of just be a really cool experience because you could sit there and say, I did that, while a guy's being thrown off his horse and everything, and a clown's running around trying not to get gored. So, great idea, if that's your type of thing. Then you got the Spring Creek riding stables. They're just one of like 20, 30 different riding stables that do guided tours on horseback. So if you like horseback riding or you want to ride a horse, that is a great way to do it and see the area. And you don't have to walk, so it wouldn't hurt your feet that much. You have the Bar J Chuck Wagon Supper and Western Music Show. They say the show is absolutely fantastic, but the food is horrible. But it's still worth it anyways. You got the Teton Raptor Center. A great place to see some large birds up close. They're mostly wounded, but they're rehabilitating them to fly to re-release into the wild, and they have things like falcons and eagles and owls, and you know, a lot of people really like to see those big birds up close. Well, you get to there. Some of them are tamed, I guess, for people to pet and stuff. You get the Jackson Hole Museum, which is a look into the past of Jackson Hole. You got the Jackson Hole Shootout, which is a reenactment of a stagecoach robbery or other Wild West gunfight, which can be a lot of fun. You've got Ripley's Believe It or Not of Jackson. Well, you know what Ripley's Believe It or Not is. So it's a museum. I don't know. I know that they have a Ripley's Believe It or Not in Florida. You got the Brushback Guide Service Day Trip, which is a guided trip in the area like a lot of others. You'd have to find the one that you want, and Rita's got a link to like tons of them. So you got the Jackson Hole Eco Tours. There's the Jackson Hole Shooting Experience where you can learn to shoot, but you do need an appointment, and they have rifles, shotguns, pistols, and they'll teach you how to fire them, which is kind of cool too. You got Wildlife Expeditions at Teton Science Schools, which is the oldest wildlife tour in Jackson Hole and highly recommended. You've got the Dave Hansen Whitewater and Scenic River Trips. This is a great way to have a safe ride that's, you know, you have trained professionals with you, and they will take you through Whitewater Rapids. And, well, heck, what an adventure that is, to be, like, bouncing all over the waves and the whitecaps and the rocks and waterfalls and everything else. So,
how would you do it? Because
I think Moppy would probably get motion sick, but I could probably do it. Another great river tour is the Lewis and Clark River Expedition. I guess Lewis and Clark actually founded it or something like that. I was telling Rita about this. There's Real Deal Anglers, which is fly fishing along the Snake River and other areas, which is really cool if you want to learn how to fly fish, because they will teach you. If you already know how, they can do some more advanced things with fly fishing. There's the Bar T5 Covered Wagon Cookout, which, from the way that I could tell, it's classical theater and a meal, all done in covered wagons that you kind of get to take a tour of the area with. You got the Teton Wagon Train, which is very similar to that. You got the cowboy up hang gliding. If you're not happy seeing things from the ground, you can see them from the air. You will have a professional with you, and you'll get to hang glide with them. They get to control it and stuff. So that way you're not going to go crashing into a tree or something and hurting yourself. They got the Wyoming Balloon Company if you don't feel so safe doing the hang gliding. And then you can see everything from the air by balloon. You got the Jackson Hole Mountain Guides, which does rock climbing with instructors, and apparently even little kids can learn how to do the rock climbing with them. So that could be a lot of fun. And then you got D-Zone skydiving if you're really that adventurous that you want to jump out of a plane. There's really, literally hundreds of things you can do. Now, this is just a little south from Yellowstone, and if you want, the way that I would do this trip is I'd go to Jackson Hole for like a week and visit Grand Teton and Jackson Hole all on the same trip and take a bunch of these tours and have fun and stuff. I would then go up to Geyser Park in Yellowstone, which is just a short trip from there, and go and visit all the geysers too. And there's some of those that are just so beautiful you'd be in awe. Yes, it is geysers, and yes, it's all tours, but the experience of the beauty of the area is just so much fun. And as I said, there's all these things that you can do, like hang gliding and horseback riding, and getting to be up close and personal with llamas, and you can go and see buffalo up close, and you got the hawks and condors and stuff, and the museums, and you've got, well, everything. So it's, to me, it'd be a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, there are snowmobile trips too, and skiing packages that you can do, which I didn't mention. So that's I don't like skiing. Maybe you do. Maybe others you know do. Same with snowmobile trips. I've always been scared of snowmobiles, but heck, some people love them. So that's all I got to say on that one. And if you go, definitely enjoy yourself, and well, enjoy yourself.